Hello everyone, how y'all doing today? Today is Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Welcome to the live stream, Chard live stream. Today I just want to do some Q&A. This is going to be the first live stream, so I'm trying to test it out to see how well it works. So if there's any polishing need to be done, just gotta give me that time to do some polishing in future live stream. But we'll see how this one goes, and then we'll take it from there. So anybody that's listening, thanks for joining me on this Saturday afternoon, or should I say anybody that's watching. Not just listening, but also watching. So in this video, like I said, I'll be doing some live Q&A. So if you have any questions that you want to ask, don't hesitate. Keep it polite, keep it clean, so we can have a decent conversation. But just want to give you some updates of what's going on here in the Chard studio, Chard Media Network, I should say. So I'm working on trying to get my podcast area set up, which I did a video on that I need to process and upload, kind of give you like a story of what's really going on as far as the setup. Finally got this area set up now so I can start doing my product reviews that I need to start doing. So once I get those up and running and do some other stuff, then everything is going to be hunky-dory. Get back to do my podcast, do the live stream, hopefully on Saturdays. This is the first one just to see how well it runs through. And if it runs through smooth, then I'll just keep on doing them on Saturdays. And during the week, I do my videos that I upload. Also, trying to do another segment on Chard the Tech Guy called Tech Talk, where I pick a topic and just go over what I think about it. So the first one I did was all about upgrading. When is the right time to upgrade? Should you upgrade? And stuff like that. So those are the things I'm trying to do on the channel right now. Trying to turn this thing into somewhat of a business so I can get some tax write-off on some things that I'm trying to implement on the channel itself, because this is my part-time thing. I'm a full-time IT guy, so the job comes first. So I do this part-time. On the weekend I try to record as much video as I can, and then during the week release them on a daily basis. So that's what I'm doing right now, and hopefully everything work out soon. But it's coming along. It's definitely coming along. So there's no complaint there. No complaint. Anyway, I want to thank, like I said, anyone that's out there listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, to all my subscribers. And hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all having a pleasant day. Yes, want to say greetings to Borat8, one of my #1 followers here on my channel. Appreciate you joining me, Borat. Hope all is well. Yes, having an excellent day. Can't complain. Hope you're having the same thing too. So glad to see you. Yes, like I said, I'm just doing a Q&A on this. So if you have any questions you want to ask, just ask. I'll try my best to answer it the best as my ability. If I can't find the answers, I will find the answer and get back to you. Yes, glad to hear that, Borat8. Like I said, you're one of my #1 viewer, long-time viewer, long-time subscribers, and I do appreciate you, my brother. Do appreciate you. Hope all is well. So yes, like I said, I'm trying to get back into my podcasting and do some more videos on different topics, and try to read through the comments, because I get so much comments that I try to go through them, but it's a one-man show and it's so hard for me to keep up with it sometime as the channel grows. but I try to go through and pick a day and try to go through it as best as I can, even if I'm a week or a month late. I do try. I do try. So I'm doing my best. Yes, Borat 8 asked me a question here. Let's see. Hold on. So his question was, do you have any recommendation on a good unlock phone? Well, it all depends. Right now, I got the Samsung Galaxy Ultra, and it's unlocked. So I use it on the network that I've been using, which is Straight Talk. But it's a GSM phone, and it connects to that network. So Verizon, I know, use the CDMA network. So if you like a particular phone, then I would go with that. Just make sure when you purchase the phone, it's unlocked. I myself love Samsung's phone because it has that neat factor to it, and I like the way it works. And there's a lot of different phones out there as far as the Android phone. As far as the iPhone, you just choose whichever brand. I mean, not really a brand, whichever category you like, because they have the cheaper phone, then they got the Pro phone. So there's no real options there as far as the Apple phone, the iPhone, I should say. So if you do buy an iPhone to use on whichever network you're trying to use, then you just make sure you buy the unlocked version. When it comes to the Android, then there's good experience and then there's bad experience, because I've had some Android phones that's just not good. I mean, one that was sent to me through Straight Talk because my network was going out, it actually was just way too slow. I mean, I click on things and it just didn't perform right. But ever since I got the Ultra, everything has been silky smooth. So if you buy the newest Galaxy phones, then you're good to go. That's my recommendation, is to get the Samsung phone. But there's different tier. You got your expensive ones, and then you got your least expensive one. But I wouldn't go with anything in the A line. I got a Galaxy A phone, and it was an older version, and it was, like I said, ridiculously slow. So always try to get the newest phone. And that's what I would recommend. Yeah, like I said, the iPhones are great. I use an iPhone for work because that's what they gave me. But my personal preference is the Android phone. So I live in both worlds. I live in both worlds in everything. I use an Apple computer, but at work I use a Windows computer. So I know the difference between each because I live in both worlds. I use an iPad for work, but I use my Samsung Galaxy Tab for my own personal things. So I live on both sides of the bridge, but I try not to steer anybody in a direction that says this one is the best versus that one is the best, because it's all about preference. Everything that's technology is preference. Some people like what they like, and I try to steer them in that direction. What is good for you? Which interface you want to deal with best. Do you want to deal with iPhone interface because you're used to it? Or do you want to deal with the Android interface because you're used to it? So there's best on both sides. I personally don't believe one is better than the other, even though people might say that, oh, the iPhone is the best, or some people might say the Galaxy phones are the best. I don't see the difference. I like to use the Android phone because I like the way it works for me. It fits into my lifestyle, and that's what I like to use. So if somebody says that they like Apple, I'm going to say, okay, no problem. There's nothing wrong with that. If you like the Androids, because Android have so much different category, I would say that my experience going to different Android phones is to try the Galaxy phones. They're like the Apple version of the Android side, I would say, because it's so clean, and Samsung is doing a good job as far as creating this UI interface on that phone to make the experience much better. A lot of settings and things that you can do on their phone versus other phones that I've tried. And that's why I kind of stick to those type of phones. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that. And your sister has iPhone from last year and she loves it. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, like I said, I'm not speaking nothing bad of Apple because I use Apple products. So there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, my brother. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, this is a quality mic that I try to use, so you can hear my voice. I got things running through the Rodecaster, so the Rodecaster is taking my voice and feeding it into the computer. Try to make this thing as professional as I can be. I don't want to sound off where I'm scaring people off because it's bad audio, bad video. And like I said, things will improve over time, but I want just coming out the gate at least sounding proper and good quality as best as I can. So thanks for that one, my brother. Yep, Samson. It's good to go. Yes, Camille-Sherry. Hey, how you doing? Glad to see you on this live stream. You said you forgot the password on an old phone. Is there a way to unlock it? It's kind of hard to get phone unlocked if you forget the password because of the security level that they built into it. The purpose of the password is to make sure that nobody can get into your phone. So there's not really an easy way to get into it. iPhones, even the Android phones, is hard. It's very hard. And that's a good thing. It's not good for the person who locked themselves out, but it's good that nobody else can break into the phone. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've forgotten passwords or the unlock code to my tablet at one time. I knew the combination of numbers that I put in, but my brain would not put it in the right order. And it took me 2 weeks of keep on trying, off and on, trying till I finally got it. But it took a while. So the only thing I can tell you is you just have to keep trying. You just have to keep trying, especially if you wanted the newest phone, because the newer phones got these high level security built into them to make sure that nobody can unlock them. Not even the law enforcement and not even the company themselves, like Apple and Samsung and the rest of the companies, even know how to get into these phones because it's built for that purpose. So the only thing I can say is whenever you create passwords or unlock thing, somehow you have to memorize it. You got to have it implanted in your brain like your birthday or your address. Those are things that people don't forget. So keep trying. Try to remember what the last thing was. Maybe as a aid, you could keep it somewhere in the cloud, although the cloud is hackable. But if you keep it in the cloud, I wouldn't label it as this is the unlock code to my phone. I would label it like something like a birthday or something like that. Just label it something where it throws anybody off that might possibly hack into the cloud. So I wish I could help you, but that's going to be hard for even tell you how to even get into your own phone if you forget your unlock code. You just have to keep trying. That's all I can say. Off and on, try to think of the last thing that you remember, the name of your pet, your birthday, mom's birthday, the first time you went on a date, whatever the case may be. You just have to try things that you remember, because normally when we create password, it's something based on probably our life, numbers that we like, or the letters in a name or something like that. It's always something. We're not going to create password on a random basis. There's no password where we just say, hey, I'm just going to say my kitten is red. Because if you got a black kitten, you're going to name the kitten black. So you're going to say Midnight, for instance, or Fluffy, whatever the name of your cat is. You understand what I'm saying? So keep trying. That's all I can tell you. But welcome to the live stream. Hey, Mortem Rex, how you doing? Glad to see you on the live stream. Appreciate you joining us. Hope you're having a pleasant day so far. Happy Saturday to you. And like I say, if you have any questions, just ask me. This is a Q&A I'm doing right here, a little live stream Q&A. I do appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. So while I'm waiting for anybody to drop in here and ask questions and all that stuff, just want to talk about some tech stuff that's going on. Right now, I'm in the market to look for an electric vehicle, which I'm starting another channel based on that topic, the electric vehicle, because we already seen the gas price all over the world. It's kind of ridiculous, but nothing we can do about it. But I'm a tech man, and I like the technology that's built into these electric vehicles. So that channel I will announce sooner or later. I'm still working on building it up. I got a few videos on it right now. You know, it's called Going All Electric, but I'm working on it. But that's my direction that I'm working on. Oh, I got a question. So what happened? What inspired you to... So Mortem Rex asked me, so what inspired you to... Well, as far as me starting the tech, it's kind of a weird story because I never went into the tech field as for me being a personal career for me. Initially, I started in tech after I got out in the military as a hobby. I wanted to learn how to build computers. I wanted to know how to fix computers, but I never thought about it as going into making it a career for myself. It was like maybe 10 years ago, I decided to really focus on making it a career because I say, you know what? I know all these skills. I've developed them over the years based on me doing it as a hobby. And I learned how to create graphics. I learned how to set up networks. I learned how to build computers, fix computers, and all the computers I have besides Apple, I built them. You know, I never really purchased a computer from Dell or HP or anything like that. I always purchased I always built my own computer, put all the parts together and tweak it to the way I like it. So since I have a passion for it, I say, you know what, might as well I just go for it and make this my career. But you can't just say that you want to go into the IT field. You have to be accredited. You know, you have to have some paperwork that says that, hey, this guy is qualified to work on my system. This guy is qualified to set up this guy is qualified to set up my network. So I had to go back to school. So now I have 2 degrees because I went to community college first to get 1 degree because the military was paying for it. Good thing, it's a good thing I went to the military because those student loans, they would have been killing me right now. But anyway, got 1 degree from 1 program from the military, and that was software development. Then I got another degree called in web development, and I took all those skills now that I'm accredited and I'm able to work into the field and started looking for, work in that field. But it was very hard getting in the field because now all my work experience had nothing to do with IT, nothing. So I got all these skills, I got the papers, but no work to show for it. No work in my working career, I should say, working history to show that I've been in the IT field. So it was very hard for me to get in. So the best way I got in is somebody else got me in. they were leaving that position, and then they asked me if I want to take that position, which is perfect. So even though I had years of skill, at least, I don't know, 20 or so much years of skill just based on me learning it on my own, it was still hard for me to even get in because there was nothing to show for it. And I got lucky. Like I said, I got in, and it was a good thing because now I'm the chief administrator of my position, and I oversee everything. I do project management, I do network security, I do system analysis, I do everything that you can label an IT person would do in a company. I pretty much play all those roles. But that's from years of building up my skills. So it's a good thing. So now, I keep hitting this mic, sorry if I'm making a thumping sound. So now, I say, you know what? Let me start this channel, Chard the Tech Guy, and then try to share this knowledge. Even if I can help 10 people. Because, you know, I'm not getting like millions of views like some of these other tech guys out here, but that's not my concern. My concern is more like helping somebody. So if I can help you choose the right smart home product and it helps 10 or 20 people, that's good. At least those 10 people came to me for help and I was able to help them. If you come to me and you're looking for something to help set up your computer, or you're trying to buy a computer and you need help, but you don't want all that technical jargon, you want that simple information, then that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to provide tech to people in a normal world. You know what I mean? Where not all that technical jargon is useful information. You know, a lot of people talk about megahertz and this, that, but a normal person is not concerned about that. You know, I deal with the people who are not concerned about how the microwave works. They just want to go and use the microwave. So I try to keep it as simple. Now, yes, I can go high level because I think that way, but I got to bring it down. I got to bring it down to where people understand it. And I would rather connect to those people because a lot of that technical jargon doesn't mean anything. It's technical, but what does it do for you as a person? You know what I mean? How this, that. So I just keep it simple. And I try to do it that way. And I plan on keeping it that way. So thanks for asking that question, man. Hopefully that answered your question. Appreciate it. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, military. I was infantry for 8 years. That's my contract I signed up for. I really joined the military for the benefits. It wasn't something that I wanted to make a career. Although they wanted me to make a career out of it, but I didn't want to make a career out of it. Nope. It was just to get my benefit, and I'm still reaping the benefit from that. But it was an experience that I liked. I loved it, and I would not take that away. Something I can put on my plaque that I've done. And I would do it again, to be honest with you. Loved the experience. Flew all the way to Germany for my first tour duty. Then they shipped me out to California. But it was good. I can't complain. Loved it. Let's see. Yeah, Borat. Thank you. And thank you, Mortem Rex. Camille-Sherry. Say your son is interested in IT. Okay, so I've got this question a lot from several people that either their son or their brother or whoever is interested in going into IT. What I would say is, if anybody or even you trying to get into IT, what I would recommend is try to keep up with what's going on in the world, because technology is changing at a rapid pace. Now, Now, dealing with IT products themselves, you have to be a person with patience. Gotta have patience. You gotta have troubleshooting skills, which means you gotta look at a product. You gotta look at the situation, I should say, and try to roll around in your brain that what could be the problem. You know, it boils down to like this. Let me make it a little simple. So if you go in your room and you flick the switch and the lamp doesn't come on, what are you thinking? Are you thinking the bulb is out, or are you thinking the thing is unplugged, the lamp is unplugged? It's either going to be one of those two. Now, maybe 2 minutes ago, or let's say maybe 30 minutes ago, you were in that room, you turn the light on and you turn it back off. But then you go in. Now, automatically, you're going to think the bulb is out because there's no way it could be unplugged when you're the last person in that room. You know, but some people would not check the bulb first. They wouldn't check the plug first. They will automatically. And even if it haven't happened in 30 minutes, maybe an hour or so ago, they go into the room, the first thing they would think that the bulb is blown. And not realize that it's unplugged from the wall. So when you go into a situation as far as IT, you don't want to think high level. You want to do the simplest thing first. If the keyboard is not working, instead of thinking that the keyboard is damaged, check to see if it's unplugged. It could have been unplugged. Somebody could have accidentally pulled the cord out, the USB port, or if it's Bluetooth connected, then it might not be connecting to the device itself. But check those simple things first. And it goes even deeper because when I'm dealing with high level stuff like there's nobody getting the internet, first thing I'm checking is the router feed in to the network switches. Because it could be the network switches. It couldn't be just the router itself. Or it might be an outage in the area. So before I start taking things apart, I try to find out, are we getting service from the outside in? And if we're getting service, the next step is the router working? And if the router is not working, try to reset it. If the router is working, then move up to the network switches. If the switch is working. So that's what I'm talking about. You got to be a troubleshooter, and you have to have that patience, because while you're working, there's a lot of impatient people out there that's trying to pound on you. Hey, when is this thing? When is that? When is that? So you got to learn how to tune that out, because it will start getting at you. You'll get upset. You'll get aggravated, and you're already at a level, but you can't get aggravated because, problems have solution. You just have to find a solution. I've had problems that last up to 2 days. I've had problems that last all week. But eventually, we figure out what the problem is and solve it. Because there's always a needle in the haystack. And not all times you can burn the haystack to find the needle. Sometimes you have to go to the haystack to find that needle. So IT requires patience, troubleshooting skills, and a passion for it. You got to have a passion for IT, because if you're just doing it because you want to get high pay, then you're not really putting yourself into it to make sure that everything is working fine. Make sure there's no people trying to hack into the system. You have to always be on it. You have to always stay up to date as far as knowledge, because things are changing at a rapid pace. So it takes a lot of passion, it takes a lot of patience and troubleshooting skill. But yeah, IT is a good field to be in. It's not a bad field. It's real good field to be in. And if anybody want to go that route, I always recommend that they have the skills to even travel down that route instead of just looking at the money aspect of it. And start off with the basics. You got to learn how a computer works. The computer is just a box with a bunch of circuits and parts and wires and stuff like that. But that's all it is. It's just circuits. What makes it work is the program that programmers create. And the computer is going to do exactly what you tell it to do. It's not going to do anything on its own. Yeah, we got all these smart devices. And I'm telling you what, I got a video coming on about smart home products that I think is not up to par yet. And that video is coming soon. But anyway, the computer is something you have to learn inside out. You have to learn all the parts. You are basically a mechanic when it comes to the computer, because a mechanic know all the different parts of the car. That's how you know how to fix it. So a computer guy, an IT person, should know everything about the computer so that they can know how to fix it. And then you have so many different fields in IT. See, IT is the broad scope, the broad label of it. But then you got all these different areas that you can go in as far as IT. You can be a project manager. Now, a project manager, all they do is they've given a project, like we need new phone systems that can hook up to the network. So the project manager is not really the one that's putting that all together. What he does or she does is start making phone calls. Who can we hire to implement the system? So they get all these people, and they might be contractors, subcontractors, get them in and then sit down with them and set it up, and make sure everything is working fine. So there would be a puppet master. So there would be more like a puppet master. Sorry about that. So there would be more like a puppet master. They pulling all the strings and they setting up all this stuff. So that's what a project manager. Then you got people who are called business analysis. They look at the business and try to find ways to improve the business. Like, hey, your internet is old. We need to upgrade it. Or there's other equipment in the scope of things that need to be updated. And they just analyze the business and see areas where they can improve. I got a brother who's basically doing that. He's going, look at the business, see what kind of equipment that they need as far as improvement, and then he goes through and improve them. All right. So, but like I said, there's different areas in IT. You got network guys who just focus on the network. They look at the network and they keep the network up to date. They do security updates. And then you got guys who just do security. And then you got guys who do help desk. They're the one that go out every time somebody has a problem, fix it, then head back to home base. So IT is a broad field. And you have to find out what you're trying to do first. It takes a lot of homework because you have to find out where you fit in. What is your passion as far as IT? Like I said, I have a brother that's business analysis. He likes doing that. He likes to dress up in a suit. He likes to sit at a desk and he goes out, analyze businesses, find out what their problems are and try to improve them. Me, I pretty much do everything. I'm the jack of all. So if your son is trying to go into that field, I would recommend that he find out what he's trying to do. And if he wants to start off at the lowest level, which is help desk, and work his way up as he go along, especially if you don't know anything right now. If you're trying to start off from scratch, the best thing to do is, I guess, get into the help desk and then work your way up. So that's what I'd recommend. Hopefully that helped. Yeah, I had to complete a lot of computer, Camille-Sherry. Yeah, a lot of classes I did in college. It was kind of easy in a way, to be honest with you, because the knowledge was already there. So they were still teaching me the basic. So I pretty much breezed through those classes because, I already knew the stuff. I just didn't have the paper to get the job that I wanted. So I had to go out there and do the work, write the papers, build a website, build the apps, do all that stuff that, excuse me. I had to build a website, do the apps, make the database, do all the other stuff that they wanted me to do in school, even though I already knew how to do it, but I had to do it anyway because that's the only way I can get the paper that I need, which is my degree, to get out in the field and start working in that field. But there are many classes out there that, somebody can take to, get to that level that they want to be. But like I said, the good thing is you want to start off on the basic level. You definitely want to start off on the basic level and then work your way up. So if he wants to get into that field, I would recommend that, just start taking some basic classes. And with IT, you don't have to be in classes. You can do everything online these days. There's a lot of online classes you can take to start off there. Yeah, so I just want to, like I said, thank everybody for joining me. Anybody that's listening, and if you have any questions, like I said, don't hesitate to ask. I want to thank all my subscribers for subscribing to the channel, sticking in there, leaving your comments, suggestions, and all that good stuff. And we think we got another question here. Let's see what this question says. Hey, Chard, great to see you. Great to see you, Cyborg. Cyborg Blackman, how you doing? Glad to see you. What is the best way of... ways to teach elderly people how to use the computer in a different state? Okay. So the question is how to teach an elderly person who's in a different state. The best thing I can tell you is to use some type of remote software, which means Zoom. Now, if they don't know how to hook up to Zoom, that's going to be a problem because with Zoom, well, I wouldn't say Zoom. Let's try TeamViewer. I think TeamViewer will be the best thing because with TeamViewer, you can take over their computer and actually show them step by step. So you'll be able to move the mouse around and they can see you moving the mouse. And then you can click and explain at the same time. Like if you're trying to teach them how to send an email, something basic. Then what you want to do is you want to click on the browser, show them where to get to the browser, then show them how to go to the send new email, then where to type the email address, where to type the subject, how to put whatever information you want to put down in the box, and then how to send it. So TeamViewer will be the best thing because TeamViewer has a free version. I use it all the time to work on other computer from my home base here. And then you show them how to, do other things. Maybe write a letter, how to change things on their computer. So TeamViewer will be the best thing. The only problem is you have to show them how to even get to the TeamViewer. So if they don't know how to do all that, then you would need somebody who is able to set it up for them on their end. Somebody who's a little bit more proficient, I should say, in setting up the TeamViewer. But that would be the best thing because that's a remote software and it's free. And it gives you the ability to take over the computer. You can use the mouse, you can use the keyboard, and it gives you control. But you can control them, their computer, while you're trying to teach them at the same time. That's the only other way I can tell you, especially if you're not in the same state as they are or same country. because it's not just state. You can teach somebody in a different country too by showing them hands-on, because hands-on is one of the best way to learn computer. I mean, you can talk about it, you can speak it, but the hands-on is the best way to actually grasp it. It's one of those things like driving a car. You know, you can't tell somebody how to drive a car. You have to sit in the passenger seat while they sit in the driver's seat, and you show them how to drive. That's how computers are. Computers are definitely hands-on. Nothing speech-wise can teach anybody how to use a computer, strictly. So if you know anything about TeamViewer, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, it's pretty simple. I mean, like I said, you go to the website, you type it in, you download it, and then you just choose the personal free version. I can probably do a video on that and show you step by step what I'm talking about. So let me jot that down. Where's my pen? Hold on a second, I'll be right back. I'll get my pen. Yeah, so I'll probably do a video on that, show you how you can set up a remote TeamViewer thing and, you know, take over somebody's computer and show them how to give them some basic computer lesson. It's pretty simple. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Camille. Appreciate that. Yes, like I say, as far as the channels, I mean the studio going, you know, I've done a couple of videos. You might have seen them where I'm showing you what I'm setting up. It's getting there. It's getting there. Got a few more things to do, but I should be fully operational by April. Fully operational. But I definitely want to do this live stream. I mean, this live stream is one of the things that I always wanted to do. I just never had all the things in place to actually do it. I didn't want it to come off, you know, kind of not too professional where it turns everybody off. Yes, Cyborg, no problem. You're welcome. Anytime, man, anytime. Like I said, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. But definitely try that. See if that will work for you. You know, that TeamViewer thing is a good little remote program that you can use to show somebody how to do anything on their computer, especially if they're not in the same location with you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Borat, no problem. I can do that. As a matter of fact, I was just on a Zoom meeting this morning, and we got people all over the place. You know, Jamaica, Canada, here in the US, in the UK, and everybody was on the same session. Now, Zoom has a certain limit of time. There's a free version, and that's the free version. If you can do the paid version, then you don't have to worry about, you know, the length of time. I think on the free version of Zoom, you got like 45 minutes. After that, then it cuts off, and you'd have to probably set up another Zoom meeting. But I'm guessing, I think it's 45 minutes. 45 minutes. If not, like I say, you have to do the paid version, which can go much longer. But it's pretty simple to do. Once you set it up, it's a link that's sent out to every party that's going to be participating. And once they click on the link, it's going to just go to the steps of setting up. But I can definitely do a video on that one, step by step, the way that I explain it, simple way. So let me jot that down, add it to my list. I do one on the Team Viewer and I do one on the Zoom. Because those programs is what I use already, so I know what you're talking about. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Vickie Coles, welcome to the live stream. So glad to see you. Hope you're doing well on this Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. One of my regular viewers too. Got all my regular viewers in here. Camille, Borat, Cyborg, and Vickie. Yes, do appreciate you joining me. Yes, Vickie, any questions that you have? Like I said, ask. This is the first live stream Q&A. In the future, I will be more topical, where I might cover some topics that I would like to focus on and get, the viewers' input. But this one is all about Q&A. All right. Let's see what she typed in here. Vickie said, I'm currently do not have a desktop computer, as you know from my previous comment. From me, yep. I'm not technical literate person. What would be the best option for my first purchase? Okay, Vickie. So I did a video highlighting what you should look for when you're buying a computer. And I go to and explain. And it's real simple. I mean, I break it down in simple terms. Exactly what you need to look for if you're buying a computer. And that goes for an actual desktop computer with the desktop computer and the monitor, keyboard, and everything, or the laptop that's got everything that's built in. So I took out all the technical stuff and said, hey, if you go to your local store, wherever you live, this is what you need to look for. And you can write them down and shows the salesperson, say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And they should be able to provide you what you need without them trying to talk over your head, talk things in your ear that you can't understand, all this. Like I said, there's a lot of people out there that always talk on a technical level. And a lot of us normal people doesn't even understand what that means. So in that video, I definitely break it down. I think the video is called How to Buy a PC. It's definitely on my channel because I know I did it maybe a year or two ago. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on, bear with me. Videos. Yeah, it's called the title of the video is called What to Look For When You Buying a Computer in 2021. That's the exact title of it. And I give you the option as far as what to look for in buying a laptop and what to look for in buying a desktop. So if you watch that video, trust me, it's going to help you out tremendously on what to look for. I had a lot of people that comment on this video and said that it's perfect. I mean, I broke it down in simple terms, none of that technical stuff where you can understand. And it has helped a lot of people. So I'm pretty sure it's going to help you too. So yeah, that video was released 2 years ago. I'm looking at it right now. So yeah, Vickie, check it out. It's going to help you. Trust me. And like I said, thanks for joining me. Yes, people, I do appreciate you. Thanks to all my viewers. The live stream will get better in time. I'm working on some things where I can probably pop up the chat and all this different stuff. But it's a first go around here, first go around. And I hope I'm coming in nice and clear as far as the video quality and the audio. Although Barat did say it was sounding good earlier, and I do appreciate it. Just trying to tweak some stuff here. Hold on a second. Yeah, so if anybody out there, is into any kind of interest in tech, what is as far as phones, for anybody that's listening right now, my question is, are you using an iPhone or are you using an Android phone? Because I want to work on some videos based on probably those two topics. Maybe I can do some tutorials trying to help, anybody out. If you're using tablet, or you're using an Android tablet, or you're using an Apple tablet. Because I pretty much use both right now. And I did a couple videos earlier in the week, which I should say I recorded them. I just need to process them and get them out. On some tricks that you can use on your Samsung Galaxy tablet, because there's some stuff on there that you might not be deep diving in, and those videos are coming out. And then I got I did a couple more videos that I need to process, but I'm constantly recording videos. Sometimes I have videos stacked up, and eventually I get to them. I'll dibble and dabble in some Windows tutorial videos, and those videos were recorded like 3 weeks ago, and I finally started releasing them on the channel just to see if people are interested in any videos as far as Windows. You know what I mean? These little setups that you can do, all these different settings. I just wanted to, because every once in a while I toss stuff on the channel to see what sticks, see what people's interests are. Because I never know. I might put a video up there and it gets 10,000 views. I might put a video up there and it gets 10 views. And I know, okay, well, nobody's interested in that. But that's how I do my little research, just to see. Okay, Vickie says she uses an iPhone. Okay, cool. I will see what I can do as far as making videos on the iPhone, because I do have that phone. That one's for work. My main phone is an Android phone, but I do have a phone that was given to me by my job, and it is an iPhone. Borat says, I'm currently using an older Android Motorola. I need to upgrade. Yeah, I understand. My last phone that I was using, which I did a video on, I don't know if you've seen it, where it told me that I had to upgrade. And that was kind of shocking, because the network, I think they send me a text and an email and tell me that this phone will not be able to work on the network if I don't upgrade. I mean, it was just that old, which is kind of a weird thing, because normally I don't keep phones that late, but lately I've been like, why keep upgrading? I mean, these devices are more powerful than what they were when they started making phones. I mean, Apple is putting chips into phones that's ridiculously powerful, but the software is not even taking advantage of it. I mean, you're talking about somebody who has a V8 engine with 600 horsepower and live in a town where the speed limit is the highest speed limit is 30 miles per hour. You'll never be able to use all that. But every year they come out with a brand new phone that's even more powerful than the phone from the previous year, and we still haven't used the full potential of the phone that you already have. So I'm saying, why keep upgrading? And that's why I did that video, that Tech Talk video, is you can wait years. Now you can actually wait years before you upgrade, because these companies are still sending out software to update the phone software. But the hardware is still powerful enough to where you don't have to upgrade the hardware itself. So it's basically, if it's working, you really don't need to do any kind of upgrade. You can just milk it out. And I've kept a lot of devices for years. I mean, years. And I know new products keep coming out. They just keep coming out. They just keep coming out. And you got some people who are into the latest and greatest, latest and greatest. Gotta have it, gotta have it, gotta have it. But you don't really have to do the latest and greatest thing, gotta have it all the time. You can literally skip, because the software is what really makes the product work. You know, the hardware is one thing, but if there's no software running on that phone or tablet or computer or whatever, then it's just a brick just sitting there. And that's why anytime the software act up, we get upset or whatever, but the phone itself is probably still working. As far as the hardware part of it, is the software is the part that's messing up. But I don't recommend you keep on buying new products every single year. And to be honest with you, a lot of these companies, they can skip. But that's how they make their money. You know, they can always come out with a new shiny toy, and they know there's people out there that's going to buy it. But I'm telling you, this is the phone right here I'm talking about. Eventually, it just weren't working on the network anymore. They literally told me. And to be honest with you, on the day that they said it was going to stop working, it actually stopped working. Now it's like a remote control for my smart home, so I can control things here in the, like turn off the lights. Let me turn off the lights right quick just to show you. So stuff like that, I can control lights and stuff like that. So it has another purpose. Now it's a remote control, so I can turn lights off and do other things like set the thermostat and all of that. But yeah, if you have an older phone, Barat 8, and it's working, then, if it's working for you, keep milking it. But if you're going to upgrade, I'm not trying to steer in a direction, but these Samsung phones are great. I mean, I've used other brands, Motorola and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with them. But ever since I switched to these Samsung phones, it's like, wow, big difference. So if you're considering a Samsung phone, I can definitely recommend it. I personally use them myself. Okay, let's see where I'm at here. Another thing too is, how many people out there have tablets? And what kind of tablets are you using? Are you using an iPad? Or are you using an Android tablet like I am? Samsung Galaxy tablet, which Samsung Galaxy tablets are great. I mean, they're amazing, because I've been through a lot of different tablets. Some of these tablets are like off-brand. Like I got this one right here by Huawei, and then I had this one, the Amazon tablets, which really not that great. Amazon should be ashamed of themselves in a lot of ways, because a lot of their products, I don't know why they put so little technology into them, so little effort, because the Fire Stick is still not up to par as far as I'm concerned. Most of the time I turn it on and I have to sit there and wait for the menu to slowly come in. And you will see one icon, then the next, then the next, then the next. And then after a while, I'd have to reboot it and reset it. It just doesn't work up to par like it should. And I think Amazon could do a better job as far as making that product much better. It's a streaming device, and it should be able to have the processing power to keep up with the stream. Memory on that thing sucks. I mean, the memory on it sucks. They don't even put enough storage on that thing so you can load up apps. You have to make sure you get just enough and stop, because they make sure they put their products on it. The Amazon streaming products are on it all the Amazon apps are on it, and you can't remove them. So as long as they get their stuff on it, that's all they're concerned about. Everything else, hey, if it can't fit, oh well. But I don't know. I think Amazon should do a better job as far as beefing up that Fire Stick. And I think they should make a box. You know, like Apple got Apple TV box. They should make a box and stop making these little sticks that you plug into your TV, because they're not that powerful. And for somebody who's streaming a lot of content, you would like to make sure you can stream enough content without it freezing up or buffering. And it's not even your internet. You know, it's not your internet that's causing the buffer issue. It's because it doesn't have enough storage to hold that stuff and memory. Because these products, this is how they work. They take a little chunk from the server, they store it in the device, and then they feed it to the TV. And then they keep doing the same process. Take a chunk, store it on the device, feed it to the TV. Take a chunk, store it on the device. Now, if there's a bottleneck in that process, it's just like the highway. You know, once the highway get congested in a certain spot, it's just going to slow down everything. And then on the other end of that, then the traffic pick back up. I mean, I'm pretty sure it happened to all of us on the highway. And then we can't figure out what the problem was. I mean, was it an accident? Nope, it was nothing. It was just all of a sudden there's a bottleneck in one section of the highway, and then on the other end it speed up. Before that, everybody's coming at a fast speed until they hit the bottleneck. So that's the thing about the Fire Stick. Every once in a while, because it doesn't have enough storage or memory, the information coming from the Amazon server is fed into the stick, bottleneck, and then there you go. You got your buffering, because now it has to wait till the information get fed out to the TV, and then it catch back up. But if it's enough space or memory in there, then there won't be a bottleneck. Everything would come in to the device, straight to the TV, and it would just keep flowing, just like that. Just keep flowing. So if your Fire Stick start acting up, that's the reason why it's not enough storage or memory in there, and the buffering keeps causing the issue. So does anybody have any other question they want to ask? I'm here for you. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. Like I said, in future live stream, it will be more topical, where I can get your input in on the topic, what I'm talking about, whatever it is. This one is we Q&A, but I will definitely keep the Q&A in there, even if I do them once a month or so. Definitely, because I want to hear the questions you have and try to give you the best answer I can provide for you. iPad. Okay, Vickie says her iPad is the Air 2. Hey, don't feel bad, Vickie, because this is iPad 2 right here. That means after the first version of the iPad, then they came out with this one. And this is what I have. And it still works. I mean, as you can see, the screen still come on. I mean, it works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't have the latest software, but it's good. It works fine. So, yeah, don't feel bad. As long as it still works, that's all you need. You know, if it's still fulfilling the needs that you have, then that's all you need. And that's how a lot of these products are, these devices. If you don't need the latest and greatest, whatever it is on that device, then you don't need to upgrade. And if what you have is working for you, then it's the same way. I mean, a lot of things we keep for years. A lot of things. There's people that still driving cars even when it's high mileage, 500 or something miles on it. It's always amazed me when I see these things online, whether a video or an article where this person had 1 million miles out of this vehicle. And it's like, wow, you keep that a long time, because it's hard to get to 1 million miles. I mean, you can do a lot of driving, but 1 million miles is a lot. A very, quite a few. I mean, that means you had that thing for years. Years. I mean, you can do a lot of traveling on a daily basis. Even if you drive 100 miles a day, that's still going to take years to get to 1,000,000 miles. And I have a lot of products that I've had for years. I mean, I have equipment over here beside me right now that's been with me since I was in high school in '88. So I one of them person that have something that I can say, yes, I've had this for decades. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because you know what? That thing is still working. It's an equalizer and it still work fine. I would show it to you, but it's hooked up to cables and all that. I don't want to undo it right now. Yeah, Vickie, I see you. So in the future, it'll be on a regular time. Yes. Yeah, Borat. It's going to be on a regular time. And I will definitely give heads up on the time frame that I'll do it. This one was just, something that I say, you know what, let me just run it. Because I've been testing it all day yesterday. Well, all evening yesterday, just to see how it's working. And I tested based on doing the private area. So that's why nobody could see it yesterday. Today, I say, you know what, let me just run it. Because I want to see what it looks like when it's live. I want to see any hiccups. I want to see if the system can handle it. And so far, I'm not having any hiccups. I wanted to get a little feedback as far as people are watching to see if it's coming in clear. If the video is coming in clear. Can you hear my voice? Is the voice too low? Is it muffled? Whatever the case may be. And the only way I can get that feedback is to just push it out live. Because my private testing, even though I can see it, is not helping me, because I need feedback. I need feedback from the audience that's listening. But I will definitely set up a time frame. I'm trying to do it earlier in the day, and I'm trying to choose Saturday as the perfect day to do it, because I have to work Monday to Friday. So that's going to be next to impossible. If I get home at 5 o'clock in the evening, pretty much everybody's winding down at that time, so it doesn't make sense to do a live stream. But Saturday during the day is like the perfect time. So somewhere in the day, maybe earlier in the day, 10, 11-ish, I'll see. But what I'm going to do is also probably do a poll on the comments community section of the website on my channel, just to see what will be the best time for, people to participate. Because I know on a Saturday, for instance, a lot of people have things to do and they might have errands to run. But until I can do this full time, which hopefully I could, right now the best day for me to do this is on a Saturday. I can do it later in the evening if that's best. I can do it earlier in the morning or midday-ish, but I'm going to put it out there and see what time is best, as far as doing a live stream. But I definitely want to keep on doing this. This is not one-time deal. This is something I want to continue doing on a regular basis, as long as I'm around. If I'm on vacation or I take some time off to go visit the family or whatever, then I would also let you know. So you won't expecting a live stream on that day that I'm not around. But I'm always trying to keep you in the loop. I try to keep things in the community chat area on things that, coming up. Even if it's not really a tech video. Like when I was showing videos of me setting up the area, trying to get this basement correct. That's me just trying to keep my audience in the loop. It's not a tech video, but it's something just to let you know what's going on. And I think people appreciate that, because you watch me for what I provide for you, and I want to also provide you details of what's going on too. So that's all part of the process. But I'm going to start using that community area a lot more and, keep everybody in the loop. Because initially I was going to post this in the community area, so I'm doing a live stream today, but it wasn't actually solid plan. It was something that I'm doing on the fly. So this is like on the fly. And that's the reason why I call it the Q&A, because if anybody have any question, I try to answer it. If not, then I understand. Let's see, is plan. I don't know about that one, Vic. I don't know if that's a real thing. You know, I guess you hear a lot of things, but you have to sort out what is real or not. You know, some people are making up stuff. Some people say that things are real, but I personally don't think that's real. I don't think it's a real thing. Yeah, thanks, Brad. Appreciate that. So you had a little buffering, but I'm sure it's on your end. Okay, well, hopefully that can be sorted out. I'm not getting any error on my end as far as buffering. So hopefully it's not coming from me. But if it's coming from your end, hopefully that will be cleared up soon. It all depends. You know, sometimes the Wi-Fi is a different beast. So many things can interrupt Wi-Fi. And, you know, internet speed, stuff like that. Which is another area that I want to cover too, you know, how to improve your Wi-Fi area. So I'm going to give as much advice on that, which I've done a lot of video on as far as that. You know, it's always good to have a mesh system in your home, especially if you have different levels. If you have a basement, first level, second level, the mesh system is the best system to have. It blankets your home with the Wi-Fi signal, and it runs on a different channel, because your house, well, not just your house, but everywhere you go, there's so much interference that if you could see it, it will seem like you walk into a web of cobweb, you know, just spider webs. You'll be walking to it because there's so many things going on in the air. I mean, everything emit some type of frequency. Your microwave, your TV, your cell phone. I mean, even these LED lights are emitting some type of interference right now. And then your cell phone. So many things. And any little thing can cause interference. But luckily, a lot of these new devices, phones and stuff like that, know how to lock on to that solid connection and ignore the interference. But hopefully it's not on my end. But from what I can tell, it's not really coming from my end. But if it's coming from your end, it's okay, as long as you're still tuning in. Andersens from across the Atlantic. Everything is looking good here. Thanks. Glad you can join me. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a happy Saturday so far. And I do appreciate you joining me. And so glad to hear that. Thanks for the feedback. Like I said, this is a Q&A. If you have any questions, let me know. Probably going to go for another, I don't know. It's not really a set time because this is just a la carte. That's basically what this is, a la carte. I will definitely get a regular schedule and time in future live stream. But this one is just a la carte. So there's no real set time. And I'm just here. But I appreciate the feedback. Appreciate all the feedback I'm getting as far as the sound coming in good, the video coming in good, all the questions that I've been asked so far. I'm glad I was able to answer those. I got my notes on a couple of videos that I would definitely work on, the team viewer and the Zoom, how to set those up the easy way. So those will definitely be on my list. I try to keep a list of videos that I'm going to constantly do. I got pieces of papers everywhere because sometimes I'm at work or I'm driving down the street and I hit the stoplight. Things pop up in my head and I jot them down. But the good thing about this phone, you know, is it comes with the pen, so I can pull the pen out and just write on the screen and jot down my notes. It's just like the tablet. You know, this tablet which I've featured in the video before. It comes with the pen. So sometimes I'm laying in the bed trying to unwind before I fall asleep, and I just jot down a lot of notes. So this thing is perfect. And I'm glad Samsung included with the tablet, because Apple don't include it. And I think the Apple Pencil, and I had to buy this one aftermarket, because it's much cheaper. And for what the Apple Pencil do, I don't think it's worth it to me, just to jot down notes and stuff like that, when this one works just fine. I use this one on the iPad, and it works fine. I mean, I have no problem with it, but it should be included. If Samsung can include it with their tablet, I think Apple should include it too. I don't think they should be nickel and diming you. And that's my gripe with Apple, is they sell a good product, and a lot of people flock to them. But the problem is the nickel and diming. I mean, every little thing they want to sell you separately, and it's not cool. And some things I think should go along with the product. If I'm using a tablet and the tablet uses a pencil, I shouldn't have to buy the pencil separately. The buying a shoe and buying the shoelace separately is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Some things should actually come with whatever you buy. And other things, yes, it could be an accessory. I get it. Like when I got this tablet, I didn't expect it to come with the keyboard, but it was offered separately. Luckily, I got in a deal, so it came free, but at least I got the pen, even if I don't have the keyboard with it. But the way Apple do things is just weird. I mean, I'm not too happy with a lot of these companies now are not including the charging brick. They sell you the phone or the tablet with just the cable and leave you to figure out how to charge your own device. They say, well, you can use the previous one that you have. But if you sell the previous one you have, normally the person who's buying it from you is going to expect you to give the power adapter too, because that's a selling point. And if you don't include the power adapter, then they're probably not going to buy it from you, because they're going to feel like, no, I don't want this, because I won't have a way to charge it. So that idea of, okay, you can use the previous one you have, then what you do with the product you already have, because most people try to sell what they have, even if they can get $50 for it, instead of keeping it and use that money for something else. So you end up having to buy a power brick anyway. So there's not really a cool solution to that, using the same thing to try to reduce waste. But then if you don't have one, then you still have to buy one. So there's no waste reduction there. And I heard that in Apple's speech, that's the reason why they're doing that. It's not including the power brick to reduce waste on the environment. But instead, like I say, you still have to go out and buy one, because you cannot plug this thing into an outlet. Like a lot of outlets have the USB port. And if you plug it into an outlet, yes, it will charge, but it's not going to do the fast charging. So if you want the fast charging, you have to buy the brick, the power brick, I should say, that has the fast charging capability. So you still have to purchase a brick. I mean, just go ahead and include it in the package, because you can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. And even if you have a previous power adapter, if it doesn't have the fast charging capability, then it's not going to fast charge. And some of these devices, based on how they manufacture it, requires that you use a certain cable for it to recognize in order to fast charge. Because I've had phones where I plug it up to an adapter where I think it would fast charge, but the cable was the issue. Soon as I plug in the cable that came with the phone into the fast charger, it started fast charging. So it wasn't even the brick itself, it was the cable. And these are these weird things that goes on in the tech world, the control. That's what I call it. Ways of controlling the consumer to buy certain things. It's no freedom of thing. It's like I have to buy the, the Apple Pencil to work with the iPad. I can't go out and buy one that's aftermarket. Things like that. It's weird, but it happens all the time. It happens all the time, man. And I don't think it will ever end. Everybody wants to be exclusive. There won't be a universal world. And that's the problem that's going on with the smart products now, is everything is just scattered. I mean, if you're trying to build a smart home, it's just scattered. That's why most people don't even attempt it, because it just gets way too confusing. Nothing works in a uniform way. You should be able to, just like buying a bulb, you should be able to buy a bulb, screw it in the socket, turn it on, it works. There shouldn't be any setup procedure. Shouldn't be, and if there's setup procedure, it should be limited to maybe 1 or 2 steps. But not all this complicated stuff that I see you have to go to now just to even set up a smart home. And that's why I'm definitely going to do a video based on that topic, because it's kind of confusing. And there's too many people out here that's trying to keep up with what's going on in the world as far as it getting real technical. And the people who are making these products are not making it easy for people who trying to keep up. Shouldn't have to have some degree in IT just to work some of these products that they have, because it's so confusing. But it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing that we can do about it. Yes, I do appreciate it. Probably about 4 more minutes, then end this stream. Hour and 30 minutes. Time goes fly. Time goes fly. Time flies. Are you enjoying the DSN with music? Yes. Andersen, yes. That I know what he's talking about. My server that I set up, the Synology server. So my Synology server, I've uploaded with music, and the amazing thing is, once you get the app, now there's an app that you can download to your phone or tablet, and it's called, let me see if I can find it. It's called DS Audio. There's a DS Audio, DS file, and a lot of these apps works with the Synology server. So with that connection, it loads up all the music in the app. And once I find the music that I want, then I can play it. And the cool thing is, like I said, it goes through and categorizes the music in whatever genre. Now, you have to do some legwork. I'm going to tell you right now. The best thing you're going to do once you load it up on the Synology server, you want to make sure everything is organized by category, which means if it's pop, you want to label it as pop, because when you do the search through the app and you say you want to listen to pop music, then it's going to automatically look into the data file. And I might have to do a video to show you how to make that easier. Let me write that down. Let me write that down. Yeah. So you want to make sure everything is organized as far as that goes, because you don't want to put anything on it that just says track. If it says track, then it's just going to label it as track. But if you go through and put the title of the song, the artist name, if you want to put genre, if you want to put year and all that stuff, and there's a free program that you can use. It's going to take legwork though. You have to do it manually. And but there's another program too, but that one is not free. You have to pay for it. But it has its hit and miss. Sometimes you can drop the file in there and it will automatically generate the title, the artist, and all that stuff. But it's hit and miss. Sometimes I've put a file in there and it come up with a whole bunch of Chinese text, and I'm like, okay, that's not the name of the song. Or it might label the song a different name. Like the song might be Ribbon in the Sky, but then it names the song Dirt. So it has its hit and miss. But once you get everything in there, like I said, label right and all that, once you go to the app, it brings up everything, the album art, the artist, and all that stuff, and it looks beautiful. And then you can stream that music from the phone to like your phone, to like your car stereo, for instance, if you got a connection, whether you're wired it in or Bluetooth in it, but it connects no matter where you go. And I've tried it in far distance, and I can go all the way to work. I can go out of town, and it still connects, and it automatically starts streaming the song. So yes, I definitely would recommend that, and that's the reason why I use it. Now, I've had some external hard drive that I've been using before I got the Synology thing to store some of my files, and I connect those drives to the Synology using one of those USB hub thing, one of the powered one, and it works perfect because now not only is it reading the drive that's built in that I installed inside of it, it's also reading the external drive that I connect to it. So that expands the connection even further, because sometimes I'm looking for a file or a song or whatever from when I'm not at home, and I can easily go into the app and pull it up. But the music player on this thing, the DS player, DS audio is what you want to download. It works like a charm. Once you do the connection from the app to the server itself, then it works like a charm. I mean, you can look up songs in any category that you have listed on the thing. But yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, I definitely cold-hearted recommend that one if you like to be a person who wants to access the music even when you're not at home. So I don't have to store a lot of that stuff on the phone or whatever. Now, it kind of downloads the song from the server to the phone in order to play it, but you can still access it. That's a good thing. And there's another one called, there's another app that I use called DS File. The DS File is another app that actually shows you all the stuff, but instead of just focusing on music, it actually shows you all the files on the server. So you'll see like documents and stuff like that. And you can still get to the music using the DS File too. But it's not engineered just for music. It's engineered just for everything that's on the server. So between those two apps, you can still access your music. But it works great. Works great, man. Do you have one? Do you have plan on getting one? Because if you do, I know they come in different configuration. The one I have takes 2 drive, but they have some out there that takes 8 drive or even more. So I would say start off with the one with the 2 drive. You can easily get 2 hard drive that has enough space on it. And if you do decide to upgrade, then you can add another drive to it. It's pretty simple to do. And it automatically picks it up, configure it, and all that stuff. And there's a certain drive you want to put in there too, a certain hard drive. It's called a NAS drive. NAS drive. Because it's designed to handle the constant operational. Because, hard drives, they have a shelf life, just like everything else. Eventually, they will fail. But the NAS drive, the NAS drive, they are designed to handle the extra stress that a normal drive could not handle. But yeah, you're welcome, Andersen. But yeah, if you're interested in one, like I said, it'll work. It's a good choice. Because I've been looking for something, some way, to actually have access to my files instead of keeping them with me all the time. Because at one point I was taking flash drives, load up the files on them, and then when I get to my car, I would plug it into the USB port and listen to the music there. But I was like, no, I want to be able to have access anytime. I want to be able to store them in one location and access them from any location. And that was the main goal. That way I don't have to worry about losing the flash drive, because I lose the flash drive, then somebody else is going to have fun with all my music. And I'll be musicless. I'll be sitting there twiddling my thumbs. But as long as I have my phone, I'm good to go. Oh, okay. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. You got but you only have photos. Yeah, because you can use it to store any kind of files. You know, right now I have music and data files, but I plan on actually putting photos and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a secondary drive in there for all that other stuff. My photos and stuff like that I've been storing up over the years. And then leave that first drive in there just for music, because I have way more music than anything else. And I'm still trying to load up the amount of music that I have in there, but I'm trying to put them in categories because I don't want them to be scattered everywhere. Because right now on my computer, everything is just in one big folder, and it's kind of ridiculous. So I'm trying to get them organized, you know, whether it's reggae or R&B, you know, trying to put them in their separate folder. And that way I can search for them when I need to. And I can access anywhere. I can even access it on the TV, because the Samsung TV, I know for a fact, have the ability to connect the same way over. And I can play the music through the TV and the soundbar. So that's a cool thing about it too. So the Synology thing is an awesome thing. I tried Plex at one time, but the Plex wasn't working out the way I want to. And I paid for, I don't remember what I paid for. They asked me to pay for something and I will have access to more things, but I can't get it to gel right. And even though the Synology box has the ability to create a Plex server, which I've tried too, but something about it is just not gelling right. And I've tinkered with it and go back and forth with it, but I still can't get it to gel right. I haven't given up on it, but at this point it's on the back burner because it's a little bit aggravating. And these are the things that goes on in your IT brain that you have to sit there and try to figure out. And sometimes I got to step back because I be putting 100% brain power in trying to figure out these things and wear myself out. No other problem has solution. But like I said, you got to have patience. But ever since I've been using the app from Synology, the DS Audio, it's been working fine. And I kind of like putting the Plex on the back burner. Yeah, but the DS Audio definitely worked. Yeah, because the Plex doesn't work automatically. The DS Audio work automatically because it's the same it's a software that's made by the same person who made the program and the server. While Plex is a third-party thing and you have to configure it. And for some reason, it's just not configuring right. It's something about it's not gelling right. And I'm not sure what's going on. Even though I went through the steps, I've looked at a couple of tutorials, because even as an IT guy, sometimes you have to bounce off somebody else who has been through the problem and figure it out. So that's another thing you have to do as an IT guy. You have to always be a researcher. Because you're going to run into something. It doesn't matter how skillful you are or knowledgeable you are. You're always going to run into something that you never ran into before. But if you know how to look for the solution, then that just adds to your skill. And I've looked a lot of places. I've bounced off some top people that I know on YouTube that I follow that's heavy into networking and stuff like that, and follow the steps, and it's still not working. So I kind of like, this Plex thing is not working out, but the DS audio works. Yeah, no problem. Glad to share that information. Yeah, the any kind of cloud service that you use, those drives, it's gonna cost you in the long run. I mean, I'm paying Google. It's a yearly thing to just get 100 GB of storage, cloud storage. But I do use it, so it's worth it for me. But the iCloud and the OneDrive by Microsoft and all of that, it just keeps adding up. And I didn't want to do that either, because I thought about doing the same thing, load up everything in the cloud, but there's not enough room for me in the cloud where it's going to be affordable. I'm going to keep on ranking up in space because I do have terabytes and terabytes of data. And I don't want to put all that in the cloud and have to keep on paying a monthly fee when all I have to do is buy a hard drive and load that up and have access all the time. So yeah, you're welcome. I don't mind. You're welcome, man. Thanks for asking. Okay, I said I was going to cut off in 10 minutes, but if anybody else have any more questions, I will hang out here for a little bit longer and take any kind of questions you have. Can just talk a little bit about my background. Of course, if anybody already noticed, I have an accent, so I'm from another country. Born and raised in Jamaica. I got here when I was 15, finished high school, joined the military, came back out, work production type job for like 15 years. Then got into IT, and this is the state of where I'm in now. Got one little girl. Well, she's not little anymore. She's a teenager now, almost turning 16. So, you know how that goes. Those boys are out there licking their lips, and I need to get me a shotgun. They don't know that daddy is an ex-military man. As long as they treat my little girl right, then I don't mind. I know. I remember when I was that age, so I found girls that age licking my lips and everything, so I understand. I've been down that road. And she's a little chip off the block. She's very proficient in the tech world, too. One time she said she wanted to be a programmer, so I don't know if she still want to go down that road. But she loved the tech things just like I do, and she's pretty good with the online games and know how to fix her computer and everything. Not the hardware part of it, but any little software thing that goes on. So she's a little chip off the old block. She started earlier than I did, though, because I didn't start off in computer until I was, 20 something. But then again, she's born in a world where all this stuff was already here. I was born when none of this stuff was here. If anybody remember a rotary dial phone, then you know what I'm talking about. That's a long time ago. Where TVs were not flat and cars were not as high tech as they are now. No heated seat, no heated steering wheel. What else? Things just weren't technically advanced as I mean, I've seen so many things, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have seen a lot of things too, where the world has changed so much, so advanced. And with what I, or even y'all used to deal with, we're so not even at this level that people are getting more benefits out of life now because, it's more technical advanced, but they're still complaining. I was like, that's shocking. If they ever thought of going into our world, like I don't think a lot of people now would have a good time, or should I say, easy time adapting to the world that we grew up in. Those times in the 80s, in the 70s, they would go nuts. I mean, there was no such thing as Facebook. There was nothing, not even the word social media didn't exist. You know, we would gather together. That's what we do as far as social media. But they have it easier now and still complaining. Life is still, I guess, the way it are. But the world has changed a lot, and it's amazing. And here we have electric cars. Who would have saw that coming? We actually have cars that's driving themselves. You know, you click a button, it stays in the lane. Because the Tesla vehicles, they're very amazing, man. I've watched a couple of videos online, you know, off and on. And just to see them driving down the street by themselves, stop at a stop sign, go when the path is clear, stop at a light, watch the light. When the light turns green, it takes off by itself. It needs to turn, it turns by itself. It stops by itself. It looks out for people and pets and everything else. That's some advanced tech right there. World getting scarier? It's AI. AI. Are we going to the days of Terminator, the Matrix? I don't think we'll ever get to that point. Computers are not that advanced yet. Takes a lot to even get to that point. Not in our lifetime, that is. Yes, Borat, thanks. And have a good one. Have a good one, my brother. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, you're right, Vickie. Yeah, no cell phones. No cell phones. If we want to talk to somebody, we either go to their house or we write them a letter. So when I see videos now of people comparing and complaining about this phone don't do this and this phone don't do that, we would be happy just to have a phone, just to even pick up the phone and talk. We would be so happy, you know, but it's amazing though. The world is getting very technical advanced, and it will keep getting that way. Okay, gentle people, I want to thank you, like I said, for joining me. Until I see you next time, as always, you know, take care of yourself. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, and thanks for hanging out with me on this live stream. Look forward to many more in the future. Even if I have just my few listeners, I know it will grow. And keep on helping people. Yeah, you're right. Rode horses just to see a friend's house. You're right. It's amazing. Yeah, we can keep talking about that topic. We can make that a future topic. Just list all the stuff that we used to do growing up versus what the world has changed to now. And people are still not happy. But it is what it is. All right, people. Until next time, have a great day. Have a great rest of the weekend and a great week. I will try to do another live stream next Saturday. Depends on, what's going on. If I do, I will make sure I post it out there so you'll know it's coming up. And you can set aside time so it won't be surprised. This, like I said, was a la carte. It was just something that I was trying to see if it will work, get a live feedback, and I do appreciate it. So have a good one, and see you next time.